This is the Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealer.
Hi everybody, and welcome to today's show. Glad you're along with us today. You know, a few weeks ago we were up in Oklahoma at the McClellan-Kern Navigation Channel, the Verdigris River, and it reminded me of all the great fishing that we have in river systems all across our four-state region. On today's show, we're going to talk about fishing rivers in the fall and even headed into the winter time. And to do that, I'd like to welcome you into one of my favorite river systems in the entire area. This is the Brazos River. This river has its headwaters way up in West Texas, west of Seymour, Texas, and eventually dumps into the Gulf of Mexico just west of Surfside Beach. In between is some of the best, particularly bass fishing that can be had anywhere in our region. While we're talking about river fishing today, we're going around the region for your latest fishing reports. From Cajun Phil and Kevin in Louisiana, over to Gary Dallahan in Oklahoma, Brian Hughes is in Texas freshwater, and Bill Olson is on the Texas Gulf Coast. Also this week on the Lawrence Hot Lake of the Week, we'll highlight one of the best big bass fisheries, the Red River system southeast of Shreveport, Louisiana. On Barry's Real Fishing, we'll update the giant Salvinia outbreak in the state of Texas, and later on the Big Catch of the Week, we're going to show you one of the biggest black drum that I've ever seen. But before anything else happens, you're going back with Heather at the FSN Studios for all your weekend fishing information on the Chevy Weekend Planner.
Hi everybody, let's take a look at the Saloon-R tables to help plan your weekend fishing trip. Peak daylight hours will occur in the mornings with the best times beginning at 9:15 a.m. on Saturday and 10 a.m. on Sunday. Expect the sun to rise at 7:02 a.m. and set at 5:23 p.m. Your evenings will be well lit with full moon on Sunday. Have a great weekend everybody. Now back to Barry.
Thanks very much, Heather. We're out on the Brazos River now, and you can see behind us a long row of reeds and cattails. We're going to start off fishing those. A lot of lay down logs. We'll talk some about that. But first, I want to mention something to you. I want you to remember a four-letter word. No, not that one. L-I-K-E, like. Our brand new Facebook page has lots of content that we don't have time for here on the television show. Video clips, photo albums, comments from our reporters, personal information from me, all kinds of stuff. Facebook.com, search Southwest Outdoors Report with Barry Stokes, and you'll get everything right there on the Facebook page. If you're not already a member, sign up, get an account, it's free, and you'll have access to all the content that we put up. But click the like link at the top, and that way every time we post something, you'll get a notification on your Facebook wall. L-I-K-E, click the like link. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll start fishing some reeds, cattails, lay down logs for largemouth bass.
This is the Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealer.
Got one just outside the reed bed. What is it? Look at this. Oh yeah. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Oh, there we go. We got something working now. Big old flipping rod, pitching stick. It's that new Vendetta. Awesome Abu Garcia rod, by the way. Welcome back, everybody. This is your Southwest Outdoors Report. Doing a little river fishing today, talking about some of the rivers around our region. There is just a healthy, fat-bellied, largemouth bass, about 2.5, 3 pounds, something like that. And I want to show you what's really cool about fishing rivers in our region. Right here in front of us, I'm going to put this bass back right in front of these reeds. Fishing rivers, for the most part, for bass is very easy. Why? Because you're fishing shallow, visible cover the entire time. It's real easy to just go down these visible reed beds like this, pitch and flip, or throw a spinnerbait along the outside of it. I want to show you another kind of cover that's very common. Lots of lay down logs and timber. Not a lot of standing stuff, but tons of floaters. Fish shallow, fish cover anything you can see with your naked eye. All right, let's go to Gary Dallahan up in Oklahoma.
Okay, it finally got cool, so now we got those fish where we want them to be. I'm at Grand Lake today. I jumped in the boat for a few hours with Ivan Martin and Everett Eaton, who are bass fishing. Caught a good number of fish, nothing big, but a good number of largemouth and spotted bass, really fat fish. Caught them mostly on spinner baits, a few on jigs with trailers, and a few drag and soft plastics on the Biffle hardhead. All those bass came from 2 to 6 foot of water, and the fish are shallow because the shad are shallow right now. Also talked to several crappie fishermen, some on the Bernice Bridge, some who are fishing crappie docks, and they're catching a lot of crappie on Grand Lake right now. Both black crappie and white crappie, and some really nice ones. They look in great shape. Most of them come on Bobby Garland jigs. The crappie seem to be kind of hanging in the 6 to 15, 16 foot range. And like I said, the shad are thick everywhere on the lake right now. I've been able to see them right along the banks, just in inches of water, and they're also out in the wide expanses of water, but they're up at the top, as you can tell by the seagulls and the pelicans that are working all over the lake right now. One thing about them, you can't catch them if you don't go.
Since we're already talking about river bass fishing on today's show, let me mention one of the best rivers to catch a trophy largemouth bass in our entire region. It's the Red River, south of Shreveport, Louisiana. So let's locate it for you right now on the Lowrance HDS-10. What a beautiful shot there. This is the Insight shaded relief mapping you can get as an option. Everything you'd ever want in a GPS and sonar unit, all built into one in the Lowrance HDS. Now we locate this section of the Red River down Highway 71, not far from Shreveport. This is Pool 5. We've got it circled here in purple. Now we switch over to the Navionics Hot Maps Platinum chart to show you some detail, and I can only give you a general idea about the kind of fishery this is. I've only been on it once myself. The lock and dam is located on the south end right here. Now the Red River Channel itself is marked with navigational buoys. There are all kinds of small islands and lots of flooded timber off the main channel, and that's where you want to be fishing. There are lots of oxbows that hold tons of largemouth bass. These oxbows all up and down the system. Some are completely cut off from the river, but some are accessible. Now, one word of warning, you do need a good GPS and preferably a good guide for at least a day on your first trip out on the Red River. You can get lost. Plus, there are lots of places where there's a lot of shallow water. You can actually get your boat stuck on some sandbars if you don't know where you're going. But it's a great fishery. Some huge bass have been caught there. They even had a Bassmaster tournament there a few years back. The Red River, south of Shreveport, Louisiana. This week's Lowrance Hot Lake of the Week. Stay with us. When we come back, Cajun Phil and Kevin are in the blocks.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealers, is brought to you by quality award-winning Tracker Boats. Fish the finest. By Lowrance, makers of the HDS, High Definition Systems. And by Jean LaRue Lures and Bobby Garland Baits, quality soft plastic baits made in Oklahoma with American pride.
Oh, there's one. Oh, good one. How about this on a spinnerbait? Yeah. Don't get off, don't get off, don't get off. Thank you. All right. Hey, there we go. Welcome back, everybody. You're on your Southwest Outdoors Report, and we are rolling down the river today, doing a little bass fishing on the Brazos River. And we're talking about several of the river systems around the area. Some of the best fishing we've got in our region is in rivers. All right, we're gonna let that one go back. As long as we're talking about the Brazos River, let me tell you about a few of my favorite spots to fish the Brazos. The first one is below the dam at Possum Kingdom. There's a long stretch through there. It's got lots of species of fish in it. They stop trout in the wintertime, accessible only by canoes and john boats. The next one further downriver is just north of Lake Granbury. You can launch at Tin Top. Got a good public boat ramp there. Miles of fishable water there. Great white bass fishery. The next one south of there is down above Lake Whitney. You can launch at either the Kimball Bridge or at Ham Creek Park. Lots of miles of good bass fishing water and white bass and crappie water there as well, and some stripers. And another good spot that I like to fish is right near Waco. You can launch just a little bit west of I-35, go west from there, and there's a lot of good fishable water for bass and stripers there as well. Now from there all the way to the Gulf, it's a lot of rural country accessible mostly by private land, but a lot of great fishing water all the way up and down the Brazos River system. Let's check in with Cajun Phil and Kevin in Louisiana.
Saturday morning it started off extremely calm and extremely quiet. That was till right after daylight. When that happened, it sounded like a war zone going on. We were out there trying to catch a speckled trout and redfish, and I heard more gunshots that morning than you could possibly believe. All the duck hunters, they were out in force on Saturday. But I tell you what, before the winds picked up, we were catching big speckled trout, 4 and 5 pounders on Seville topwater lures, as well as a whole bunch of redfish. All of a sudden we saw this cloud cover, wind switched around to the north, got extremely chilly, which we wasn't ready for. Tell you what, the birds started working. When that happened, speckled trout, redfish was everywhere. We're talking about on the south end of Calcasieu Lake, right here near Lake Charles, Louisiana. We not only limited out with speckled trout, we limited out with redfish. We had a fantastic day. As far as the duck hunters go, placed plenty of phone calls when I got in. Everybody had a limit of ducks really early. So it looks like right now, whether you want to go duck hunting or fishing, it's pretty good right now. As far as the bass fishing goes, Calcasieu River, Sabine River, and the Red River all are tearing up the bass right now. Anything from spinnerbaits to crankbaits.
Today on Barry's Real Fishing, we take a look at a fun way Texas Parks and Wildlife is informing the public about invasive aquatic plants. It's an advertisement that may make you laugh, but has a serious message.
It's thick, invasive, and practically indestructible.
Giant Salvinia is a serious threat to the lakes of Texas.
Giant Salvinia is an exotic aquatic plant from South America that has found its way into Texas waters.
The biggest problem with it is that it has a phenomenal growth rate. It can double the area it covers in 5 to 7 days. It creates dense mats which shield the bottom of the lake from the sunlight. It displaces native vegetation and displaces fish species.
And it's about to get a lot of bad press. To better fight this floating menace, Texas Parks and Wildlife is taking its message to the masses.
Action.
A crew of filmmakers, advertising experts, and actors lent their hand to help tackle this nasty problem.
I am the Salvinia monster.
Before working on this project, I'd never even heard of this plant.
The TV spot is part of a larger campaign, which we call the Hello Goodbye campaign, which was created by our advertising agency, Sherry Matthews. And one of the most important things we can do to prevent it is actually to have anglers and boaters understand the role that they play. If they clean their boats, their trailers, their equipment, they can actually prevent the spread of giant Salvinia to other lakes.
Looking for this?
Whoa! Yeah. Giant Salvinia, invasive plant. I double in size every week, mess up the lake for everyone. It's my thing.
I know.
There I am.
For Fox Sports Outdoors, this is Lydia Saldana reporting.
Aw, man, you're killing me.
Yep.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with the latest Texas freshwater and coastal fishing updates. Plus, we've still got your Whataburger Big Catch of the Week. And professional angler Edwin Evers stops by for the Strin Ask the Pro.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealers, is brought to you by Abu Garcia for life, by Navionics. We start where the road ends. By Whataburger, just like you like it. And by Mercury Outboards, #1 on the water.